All right, next episode, I've got the new carburetor installed, and I need to now reinstall the automatic choke linkage. And I was real pleased when I went under this to see that nobody had changed anything and redone anything. This piece is going to go on like that. And this pin right here has to go in that groove on this carburetor. Otherwise, your automatic choke's not going to work right. Okay? And this thermostat arm sits in the groove of this plastic. So let me find the little screw that holds this arm in place, which is this big long thing. So it's going to go in here and screw into this little arm that sticks out on the carburetor, and you can see how it's connected there. See, it's in that slot. And I want to make sure this is moving smoothly. I think what I may do is clean this screw a little bit with a wire brush. It doesn't look too bad, but it won't hurt to really slick it up, see? There's just a tiny little spring that makes this go back and forth, and it pivots on this screw, so it's got to be pretty clean and smooth. Got to be smooth and move easily. So I'm tightening the screw by hand now, and once it's in there, just hand tighten. There we go. That feels pretty good. But the test would be when I put the little carb spring on here that is like gold. You don't want to lose this little spring right here. One side lays flat, the other one's up and down. So I'm going to take the one side that lies flat, and I'm going to hook it to that tiny little metal hook right there on that middle piece. Let me show you what I'm doing. This is real important. See that little hook there? Right there. I'm going to try and hook that over that. And now bring it up and connect it to that arm. And there is a similar hook. Come here, you. There's a similar hook on the arm of this car. Let me show you that. Okay, see, it's the other end of that spring, connects to that hook right there. Right there. See, it's not going to go anywhere because of that groove. Same thing there. It's got a little groove it sits in. Now here's the test. See, that's binding. That happens with these new carburetors. See, that should just easily, that little spring should pull that back. So I'm going to have to work with this carburetor brand new. It's not working like it should. So let me look at it and see why it is binding. And often it's right at these pivot points on these new carburetors. That looks pretty good. Let me loosen this screw a little bit. Yeah, it's not the screw. It's binding somewhere up in there. Let me get a little dab of oil and see if that helps. This is some 3-in-1 oil. I think I'm going to go in under this little piece of styrofoam and see if that might work wonders. Go right in there with some oil. Okay. You're going to do a little dab of oil right at the bottom of that post and see. Oh, look at that. You see that? See, now it's working. As if it doesn't go back, see, it's not going to choke. And see, it's going to choke now. It wasn't before because it was getting stuck up in here somewhere. Well, now a little bit of oil freed it up. How about that? So this is now working the way it's supposed to. I think I can tighten this now. I don't want to tighten it too much, but that's a quarter inch screw up there. Let me put a socket on it. Now I'll check that again. Oh yeah, that's working beautifully now. Okay, so that's going good. Now, next thing to do is I want to go ahead and thread in the 2 screws that attach the plate to this carburetor. I do not want them to cross thread, so I'm going to clean them with a wire brush. I'm going to hit the threads a little softly with the wire brush just to knock the crud off. Okay. And now I'm going to put a little drop of oil on here so it'll thread in pretty easily. So that got that one. I'll do one on the left first. No particular reason for that, but that's the one I'm going to choose to do. So this one goes in first. I'm getting a little bit of resistance, not too much. Now I get my other one, which is right here, and hit it with the wire brush, knocking the crud off. A little drop of oil, and thread this guy in. Just trying to get it started because these are little tiny threads and very soft metal, and I do not want these things cross-threading at all. There goes one of my sockets. I need a 5/16. I'm going to go in with this, and often with these, you can go in a little ways, and then sometimes on this one it hits metal, so I'm going to be watching for that. Go that way. So it's going good. All right, that's almost flush. I don't need it to be completely flush. Now I'm going to go in with this one. Okay, see, that's hitting metal now. And that's okay because the way these are made, there's a lot of plastic right there. So it doesn't, it's going to be like a washer there. It's not gonna, you don't have to totally take it all the way down. So now I'm going to bring these back out. One. There's 2. Get my gloves back on. It'd probably be a good thing to do. All right, so now I can put this nasty plate on. So let me think about that first. Let me hit this thing with the wire brush a few times. Get the major crud off of it. And the filter will take care of most of this, but it's just kind of good to get the large chunks off. All right, so now I got to make sure that connects to the, do I still, yeah, the gasket's still on there. I think I see it, or do I? Maybe that gasket is on that carburetor I threw away. I don't think my gasket's on there, so I gotta put a gasket on there. Let me set this down. My 2 little wonderful screws, and I need to find my little gasket, brand new. I guess the other gasket was on the carburetor I threw away. So this is gonna go on here. This fits both, either primer type or the self primer, so that it doesn't make any difference if this hole doesn't line up with anything. But the flat part is going to line up with the flat part there, so it's going to go like that. And you've got these handy little pins you can press down on, and that holds it in place, okay? So that's good. Man, that plastic piece there is, it's almost blocking off the airflow there. I'm gonna redo that. Let me take a look at this. See that? This thing should not be totally blocking that. There should be airspace around it, and I didn't see much there. So there's that. That's a lot better, I think. Oh, you know what it is? Somebody put this in wrong, I think. Let me go this way with it. There we go. See, somebody put that in wrong. See that space now? The air will go around there. I'm so glad I caught that. Somebody didn't do that right, so there we go. That is correct, people. See the airspace, the way it was before is blocking all that. Okay, now I can slip this on the grommet, put this up here in place. Hopefully I can find one of my little screws and get it started. Get that one started. Maybe. Is it going in? I think it is. Yep. You know, what I forgot is I forgot to do the little hanger screw. I need my third one. Where did you go? Hey, is that it? No. Where are you? There it is. Okay. I need to go ahead and put the screw in that goes into the metal. I'm not worried about cross-threading it so much as I was with the ones that are going into the carburetor. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Just sort of get that in position. Now put a few turns on this one. All right, now get the other one. Put a few turns on it. Make sure it's lining up, and it is. There we go. I don't want to torque this, so I'm taking it down to nothing than one click. That's all I want. All right, there you can hear it slipping. That's slipping. Let's do this one. This one, I sort of want it a little tight. There we go. Now I'm going to feel of this. See that? That's snug. That's all you want. And if I remember right, the air filter that came with this was pretty clear, pretty clean. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, there it is. See, I held this filter up to the light, and you may even be able to see it. See that light shining through there? So this filter's fine. Not a problem. Okay, I'm going to put my tabs in at the bottom. And now I'll slip this filter into position. And I'll bring this up. Push it if I have to get it to close. Line up this screw up top. Find my 5/16, which is here. I do not want to torque this, so I'm just barely got it on any tension at all. Okay. Whew. Right now, I can bring, this is still looking good, so now I can bring this up into position. I'm looking to make sure that stays inside the rewinder where that little spring attached. Make sure this clip here, 1, 2 on the inside, the big one is on the outside. This is where it always binds right there. There we go, see that? Okay, so that's correct. And that is correct back there. Let me get these going. These were really squeaky last time, so I'm gonna put a drop of oil on that one. All right, and a drop of oil on the other one. These are the long ones that go in the front. Squeaky, squeaky. The ones in the back, I don't think really needed much oil. Put that cap back on there. There we go. And see if I can get these started. I'm gonna get my 3/8 with an extension so I can get back under here Get this one going. There's one, got it started. I don't necessarily need to go all the way in. Uh-oh, lost one of my screws. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Let's put this oven here in the back. Get it started. Need a little more torque than that on these. There we go. There we go. It went a lot better with that drop of oil on. Okay. So that is pretty solid. I do not want to forget to swing the dipstick tube back into position. I'm going to do that. Gotta do that before you put the tank on. There we go. Got that. Now I need one of my little 5/16 shoulder screws. There's one there. I don't know what that was. One there. Let me cinch that down and push on the top of it to make sure this dipstick is seated real good. All right, that's good. So now I can bring this tank on up and attach it. That was the empty box that the carburetor came in. That's what that was. All right. There we go. Okay. Now, 5/16. Find my 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use my little magnet on the stick to get these started. They're so tiny, it's kind of hard to use a big wrench to get them started. So I'm going to use this, twist it around a couple of times. So I've got it in position. Oh, where did it? Dadgummit, I lost that screw. Where did it go? Probably there it is, over there on the ground. Okay, let me try again. When I'm looking at the tank and lining up this hole, I'm just spin it around, spin it around, spin it around. It stayed, so now I can tighten it a little bit. Not a lot. 1. There's number 2 screw. I'm gonna go over here, move the little tank around if I have to line up that hole. I think I'll just use the wrench this time. The socket. Okay. Oh, I need to back off of that a little bit in case I need to move this thing around. Okay, now go there. Use my little magnet on the stick. Try to get it started. And I think it did. All right. So we've got that. Now I'm going to tighten with the 3/8 the screw that holds the tank on the bottom. I got to find a socket that'll work for that. So that ain't it. There's one. Okay, this is the screw in the bottom of the tank over here. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. We're ready for that. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to tighten the 5/16 on the top. And hope that I don't have to take all this off in a minute when I put gas in here. And hopefully it's still working. Hopefully this carburetor doesn't leak. Let's find out. Put enough in here to test it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so that's enough fuel because I can see it moving around in the bottom. That means there's enough to fill that carburetor bowl and then some. And while I'm waiting to see if that leaks, I was noticing in the videos I did that I think these little wheel adjusters here are wrong. They need to be turned this way. It doesn't make sense that you'd pull it and have this curb board bump the wheel immediately. So let me see if I can get this off of here and turn it this way. To me, that makes a lot more sense, right? Same thing over there. Let's see if I can get this one off and turn it where the curve is towards the inside. See the back. Okay, now the back is not going to be touching the wheel. It's because it's high up. So I'm going to leave those alone, but I definitely wanted to change those because as soon as you moved it, it was almost touching the wheel. Okay, let me take a quick look here. I don't see any leaks. I see a drop of moisture, but I think that's from where I squirted the 3-in-1 oil on those pivot points in that carburetor. So let me throw this away. That's that old gasket. So guess what, guys? It's time to start this mower. So let's walk out here in the backyard and pull the cord. I'm going to try and be confident and not even take some starter fluid with me. So let's see what happens. Let me fix this cord here. Hang on a second. Okay, I think that'll stay. Make sure I've got a clear path to roll this thing off the table. And I think that I do. I don't see anything in the way. There's something, but it's on the right side of the wheel. Get my wonderful 3-in-1 oil out of the way. All right, let's get this guy down. That's hitting something over there. Hitting my wire brush. There we go. So I had a chocked wheel even though I didn't want one. I had this brush hitting it. So now it'll roll good. Let me get my earmuffs on. And I enjoy doing this so much, and I'm glad that I get to share it with my YouTube buddies, who I think probably watch these because they get a kick out of fixing old mowers too. There's my rubber band kill switch right there, which I hope I'll be needing in a few minutes. All right, here we go. Going out to the proving grounds. That's just a homemade discharge chute I got on the side. It used to have a mulch cover there that you could then lift and put a discharge chute on it. And obviously it took a bag at one time, but now it does none of that. It's just a push mower. Good old fashioned. Okay, that's far enough. Here we go. All right. Fantastic.